What'd you do with your 24 hours at home?
A little bit of everything. Slept in a little bit, ate pretty good. Went bowling, and then really just rested as much as I could.
I was wondering if you got a round of bowling in.
Yeah, I did. I played like 2 games.
What did you guys get accomplished here today at practice, just given how long the trip has been so far and that you got to ship right back out?
Just going over the details of the last game, the details that we want to continue to, get into our game and play with. We moved a little bit. We was off yesterday, so just got our legs going again and really just touching up the things that we need moving forward.
Just looking back on the last couple games, what are some of the biggest takeaways from you guys from that first half of the road trip?
We competed every game, but I feel like the games we lost, it was little things that we didn't do that we're trying to correct. And the main part was that we all competed every game.
These last couple games have been against teams who are really pick and roll heavy, and you're about to go into a Cleveland team who's also pretty pick and roll heavy. Were there any kind of larger takeaways from maybe defending those pick and rolls? I know they're kind of different schemes, but takeaways in general that you guys can apply?
Yeah, our defense, we want to be heavy in the load to make teams force them to pass, and then if they get down far into the paint, we need guys in their spots like low man and then guys splitting the 2, and that's pretty much what we did today in practice.
How valuable is it as a young player to come home in the middle of a road trip?
I feel like it gives you a little break. It gives you a little break to kind of just sit and reset. Those road trips are long. It probably would have been 7-8 days until we went back home again. So it was very important to come back, sit, rest, and reset.
Mark, I wanted to ask you about pass, shoot, drive decisions, and obviously you want them very fast. Is there an order of operations that, when guys are kind of catching in triple threat, do you want them thinking drive immediately? Do you want them thinking pass immediately? Do you want them thinking, take the shot immediately? Or is it different from guy to guy?
Generally, shoot, drive, pass.
Okay.
Different guy to guy. I think a guy like Cambridge Williams is really good, go and catch player. So when he's on the perimeter, sometimes when his man is over helping, he's gearing up for a drive because he's running through the pass. You know what I'm saying? So different from guy to guy, but for the most part, you need to be ready to shoot on the catch and make the defense take that away. If they do, drive it, and if you don't have a quick shot or drive, move it to the next guy and keep it going.
A lot of times, coaches will talk about, pointing out passes that guys are missing in film. Are there times where you're pointing out, hey, this is a shot you had in film?
Yeah. I mean, it's Tre Mann's whole existence. It's here's all the shots you had that you didn't shoot. So, yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, it's hard to get advantages on a possession. You only have 24 seconds. And, if you get an advantage where you're in a long closeout and the defense is giving you an open look and you don't shoot it, the opportunity cost of that is now you're going against set defense with a shorter clock, and the likelihood that you're going to get a similar advantage on that possession is much lower. So you got to take, the advantages you have with shots or drives, and that's why it's so important to play off the catch and try to maintain advantages if you don't shoot it, because we want to keep the ball ahead of the defense.
I would think people would say Tre Mann's passing up a shot. I mean, that would be surprising if the average fan is passing a shot.
Yeah, I think the game's always harder than you think it is. When they're playing it, it's hard. Reads are hard. Game's moving fast. Tre's a rhythm player, and one thing I found, I've made this mistake with him, is I think if you coach him too hard to shoot every ball, he's shooting out of compliance instead of out of rhythm. And I think you've got to give him the space a little bit to shoot when he's in rhythm and to keep the play moving when he's not. He's an example of what Nick's saying, though, where, he needs to at least be ready to shoot on the catch. And then if he chooses to pass one up, I'm okay with that, because you got to give players space to play their game. And he's obviously really good when he's in rhythm, and, us giving him the space to do that, I think, is important. It's what gives us the best version of him. But, yeah, he passes up shots.
For a guy like Eugene, a two-way guy, I know when you send guys like Ooze and you send guys like Jalen to the blue, you send them with assignments and homework assignments, basically. Do you have that same sort of mentality with guys like Eugene and Lindy when they're down there, that there's something specific you want them to work on?
Yeah, I mean, Lindy's is mostly defensive stuff because offensively he's got a great floor game. He's obviously a great shooter. And then Eugene's is like fundamentals on both ends of the floor. He's got a great competitive level, like I mentioned post-game the other night, but he's still missing like some fundamental plays where he'll foul too much because of hand discipline or he misses shell rotations. It's a pseudo rookie year for him. He was hurt during his rookie year, so he's still learning. But once the fundamentals catch up to his, kind of competitive juice, he's a very playable player. I mean, he's obviously always ready to play, and there's something to be said for that.
Are you seeing progression in that just with the check-ins that he's had with the Thunder this season?
Yeah, 100%, especially offensively. Early on offensively, he was highly unpredictable. Like in the preseason, it was hard to know what he was going to do out there, and he's really tightened his game up offensively, and it hasn't affected his ability to impact the game offensively, but it's made him more predictable. It's created more rhythm for the team. It's made him way more playable. He's now going to do that defensively.
How valuable is it to come home during a road trip, especially for a young team?
I mean, for everybody. I mean, the season's a slog, and when you're out there, different cities every other night, it's you get a little punch drunk. So it's good to come home and like end one trip and start another. I think it gives guys energy to get back in the building a little bit. Yesterday was an off day. I know I'd speak it for myself. It certainly gave me energy.
2 straight DNPs for Bays. Is that just wanting to see more from other guys?
Yeah, I mean, they can't play everybody, and we've kept it pretty fluid. Obviously, he hasn't taken a lot of DNPs, but want to get Jay Will out there, want to get Eugene out there. Those guys will be going back to the blue soon, so trying to open up time. Oos, when he's here, we're trying to get him on the court. So we're trying to squeeze everybody in there, but we're going to need Bays. I mean, he's helped us win, Chicago game. He helped us win the San Antonio game. He's just got to stay ready and stay true to his identity, and when he's called upon, do it.
And clarify, there's no update on Lou?
Not right now. Nope.
Oh, who? The artist for the dark end of the... Which one did you listen to?
What do you mean?
There was multiple artists that we found for the dark end of the street.
Oh, you actually looked up the song?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a good song. James Carr is the one I listened to.
Yeah, he's a Memphis artist. Yeah.
Aretha Franklin.
She sings that song?
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. I'm going to get on that. It's good.